Support for Colorado Today comes from Credit Union of Colorado. With access to over 30,000 ATMs and a mobile app, they're dedicated to offering the services of a big bank with a heart. Learn more at honestlygood.org. Support for Colorado Today comes from Safeway. Their pharmacists are here to help you and your family stay protected, offering a wide range of vaccines, including flu shots and COVID-19 boosters. Stop into the store or schedule online at safeway.com/pharmacy.
This is the most surprising news update we've heard this week. On Tuesday, a state park was closed and a big interagency manhunt was launched after it was reported a park ranger was stabbed. It turns out the attack on the ranger at Staunton State Park may have been a hoax. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office alleges the ranger stabbed himself, radioed for help, and gave a fake description of an attacker. He is now facing felony charges. The state park remains open. I'm Bazi Kanani. Coming up, an effort to shore up health insurance access for thousands of Coloradans before it's too late.
What is about to happen out there is going to be truly awful.
Why your premiums may rise or your insurance plan may even go away. Then, an attempt to punish a state lawmaker who got caught kicking off a crude group chat.
This is not going to be tolerated. This crossing the line is not okay.
What it means for work at the Capitol going forward. Plus,
I have a corn dog because I just got braces and it's pretty hard to eat anything else.
It's that time of year again. You'll hear what's new and what's back at the State Fair. It's Friday, August 22nd. Here's the news in Colorado today. Tens of thousands of Coloradans who buy health insurance are in a bind right now. A couple of insurers have notified the state they may pull some health insurance options from the marketplace. Customers of other plans are on track to see their costs skyrocket. So, state regulators are trying to get lawmakers to address this during their special summer session that started yesterday. CPR health reporter John Daly is here with the latest. John, first of all, you reported that two insurers say they may pull plans off of Connect for Health Colorado, our insurance marketplace. Why are they doing that?
So we're talking about Anthem and Rocky Mountain HMO. Both filed notices with the state. Anthem says they hope to be able to backtrack and keep the plans on the market, but they won't know for a few months, and they wanted to get their notice in on the required timeline. The bottom line is that Anthem would pull its HMO from the Denver metro area, the northern Front Range, and up into the foothills counties and also Mesa County. Rocky Mountain HMO will also leave the Denver metro area. They're doing it because, given what they know now, it just doesn't make financial sense for them to offer all these plans anymore since Republicans in Congress and President Trump decided to discontinue, at least so far, federal subsidies that had helped people get this insurance.
The big picture here is about accessibility and affordability of health insurance. What role has the marketplace played in that over the past decade or so, and what's at risk now?
You know, I think a lot is at risk. The marketplace, it's called Connect for Health Colorado, has allowed people to buy insurance who don't get it through an employer. And lots of people have taken advantage of this, including relatively healthy people whose participation helps subsidize the cost of care for people who really need it. You mentioned the costs may go up for many people, even if their plans continue to be available. The number is about 280,000 people who could see their premiums rise by an average of 28%, according to the Division of Insurance. And this will also affect everybody's insurance costs because those are expected to rise as well.
How is the state responding to rising costs and now possibly fewer options in the marketplace?
Well, it's the Division of Insurance that's responsible for regulating insurers here and approving rates for coverage. They're pretty alarmed right now. Here's Commissioner Michael Conway.
The baseline premium increase is a 28% average premium increase, but the net premium increase that people are actually going to feel from the loss of subsidies is 3 times that, 4 times that, right? We're talking about rate increases in the 150% to 200% range for a huge swath of the public. What is about to happen out there is going to be truly awful.
He estimates at least 100,000 people will lose coverage.
What I'm worried about is the long-term health of Coloradans and, right, the long-term ability for Coloradans to be able to actually access healthcare and whether they can afford their health insurance that gives them the access to healthcare. The exchange is just a vehicle to help people get access to healthcare at the end of the day.
And as we discussed here before, the exchange is also a way to help make the broader healthcare system work for more people. This was the whole idea for Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act. So the commissioner told me yesterday he's working with lawmakers on a proposal to get state money to keep subsidies going for people who buy health insurance on the marketplace. We're talking about people who buy individual coverage.
He'd like to get state money, but we know that the state is pretty strapped for cash right now. How would that work?
Well, the proposal is to use the unclaimed property fund that the state has as a loan. Conway says that would raise $100 million. He's actually pretty confident that one way or another, state lawmakers will help people continue to afford health insurance in 2026. But this is only a temporary measure, really kind of a one-time fix.
The state may be able to step in. Is there any other hope for people who are facing costs going up and may have to decide to forego insurance?
I think people are going to have to make a lot of tough decisions. The timing for all this to happen really is November, and that's when the marketplace opens, open enrollment starts, and people will be shopping for insurance again. Conway from the State Insurance Division would like to see Congress step in. One key state lawmaker says the same thing. They hope all this hand-wringing in Colorado will be for naught if Congress would act, since this is a problem not just in Colorado.
CPR health reporter John Daly, thank you.
You bet.
You may remember that story we told you about a few weeks ago about a group of Republican lawmakers who made crude comments about one of their Democratic colleagues in a group chat. Well, Colorado Democrats just decided to up the ante. CPR's Benta Birkeland is here to fill us in on the latest. Benta, House Democrats took a pretty extraordinary step yesterday when they unveiled a resolution. Can you tell us more about it?
Yes, so Ryan Armagost is the one who took the photo of Democratic Representative Yara Zokai on the House chamber floor and then shared it in the group chat where some Republicans made a lot of crude comments about her appearance. That photo, by the way, was also posted online by an anonymous social media account with conservative followers. It circulated, and Zokai said it led to harassment and threats against her and her family that's ongoing. And when the legislature came back for their special session yesterday, House Democratic leaders said they would try to censure Armagost.
And what does that mean in practice, a censure?
It's kind of a symbolic measure, but it's used very rarely. Basically, House Democrats are formally saying that they disapprove of Representative Armagost's conduct. Here's Democratic House Majority Leader Monica Duran, who is the main sponsor.
This is a moment to say this is not going to be tolerated by anyone, period. Right? This kind of behavior, this crossing the line is not okay. Our constituents and just us as human beings deserve better than this.
Even though a censure stops short of, say, expulsion, it is extraordinary. Colorado hasn't censured a member since 2008. And in that case, it was for kicking a photographer on the House floor during the morning prayer and refusing to apologize. For his part, I'll say Armagost has never commented on taking the photo, not when I reached out for my reporting, and not in his resignation letter. He wasn't at the Capitol yesterday. He'd been excused for the special session, and he was already planning to resign at the start of September and move to Arizona. So while this sudden resignation is a surprise, he was literally already in his final days in office.
We're recording this Thursday evening. It's getting pretty late, and we still don't know if Democrats are going to go forward with the censure resolution.
That's right. After Armagoss sent in his resignation letter, Democrats spent the evening meeting with attorneys, trying to figure out whether the rules allow them to censure a former lawmaker. Are there any unintended consequences? And it's not necessarily an easy question to answer because they've been meeting for a few hours. And I will say, if Democrats do try to move forward with something, I think a lot of Republicans are going to be really unhappy that they're trying to do this.
As in, House Republicans don't think that Armagoss' behavior was inappropriate?
Some Republicans who commented on Zokai's photo have apologized. But others think the threats that Representative Zokai has received on social media, including rape threats and violent threats directed against her and her family, were really because of her own statements and policy positions, not because of this photo. And that's because a week before this photo was posted on social media, Zokai compared some conservative parents' rights groups to the KKK during a committee hearing. That's a comment she had intense blowback for. Still, Zokai said the response she's received from women who see their own experiences in harassment shows her that this isn't about her positions, and that's why she felt it was important to seek a censure.
What I come back to is the fact that this story resonated with so many people because it's indicative of something that women experience, and the conduct is meant to have a chilling effect on women participating in politics.
Sounds like this whole situation could continue to be pretty messy, even without Armagoss there anymore.
I think that's exactly right, and we're just at the start of this special session that already featured a lot of disagreements between Republicans and Democrats over state finances. And now in the House, you have these two caucuses at each other's throats, especially the leaders. And this discord is pretty bad, and I think it will have serious ramifications potentially for next legislative session when lawmakers come back in January.
CPR's Benta Birkeland. Thanks, Benta.
Thanks for having me.
Today is the start of an annual tradition in Colorado.
I have a corn dog because I just got braces and it's pretty hard to eat anything else. It's flavorful and yummy and warm.
You can get your corn dog or your funnel cake or both if you really want at the Colorado State Fair in Pueblo. Plus, carnival games and rides.
5 tokens to play. 5 tokens to win. Right here, right now. Hurry in.
And you can learn about agriculture in our state.
Now, I always start the show the same way. Where do you get your food from? Typically, the answer I get is Walmart. You guys, your food's not coming from Walmart. As a matter of fact, your food is coming from the dirt.
What's new at the fair this year includes the general manager. This will be Andrea Wiesenmeyer's first Colorado State Fair as the leader of the event.
Really, really excited about just getting the gates open, having that kid eat his first corn dog or see the carnival lights for the first time, or maybe go through the petting farm and get to interact with those animals.
Wiesenmeyer expects attendance to be about the same as usual, somewhere around 500,000 people, depending on the weather.
Is it hot? Is it rainy? Is it windy? Weather is something we can't control. And those attendance numbers are definitely driven sometimes by those weather issues.
She wants to focus more on getting people who do come to have a good time, stay longer, and hopefully spend more. Increasing revenue will be an important part of her job.
One of the challenges always is going to be cost, rising cost of artists, rising cost of food for our vendors. The costs just continue to go up and up and up as we look at construction repairs, growth here on grounds. Cost is definitely going to be a challenge.
I like the tornado the best. It's there's 4 seats in a swing.
An extra spin on the Ferris wheel or an extra lemonade. Purchases can boost the fair's success, and Wiesenmeyer says the fair will also seek donations through a capital campaign. New buildings are a possibility, but in her opinion, a new location, like a move to Denver, is not.
For me, fairs Part of a fair is tradition, and not only the tradition of you coming, but the tradition of maybe your parents took you and their parents took them. And when you take something out of the place that it's been for 150 years and you put it someplace new, you're losing a whole piece of what matters for people in fairs. We want to preserve those histories and those traditions. So for me, Pueblo is always going to be the home of the state fair.
You can check out the fair anytime between now and Labor Day.
5 tokens to play. 5 tokens to win. Right here, right now. Hurry in. I got open seats on
Reporting for today's show also came from KRCC's Shauna Lewis. To keep up with what's happening in your state, be sure to follow Colorado Today in your podcast app. I'm Bazi Kanani. This is CPR News.
Support for Colorado Today comes from Credit Union of Colorado. With access to over 30,000 ATMs and a mobile app, they're dedicated to offering the services of a big bank with a heart. Learn more at honestlygood.org. Support for Colorado Today comes from Safeway. Their pharmacists are here to help you and your family stay protected, offering a wide range of vaccines, including flu shots and COVID-19 boosters. Stop into the store or schedule online at safeway.com/pharmacy.